Football's about passion. It's a way of life. It gets you up on the morning. It's magnificent. It's fantastic. What a sport. What a sport. It's a way of life. It's a way of life.
It's time for some more retro football. It's time to fire up the Sega Saturn. It's time to play some World League Soccer 98. Now, the sequels to this game, Michael Owen's World League Soccer 99 and 2000, we featured one of those on this channel before, on the PS1, I think. And we've also featured Mia Hamm's Soccer on the N64 on this very playlist, Retro Football. This was the first game. This is where it all begun. World League Soccer 98. I wanted to try the Saturn version just because. Let's choose a team here. Oh, you got the American teams. Look at this. Let's go Serie A. Let's go Inter, I think. And yeah, this had good reviews, guys. Edge Magazine here in the UK gave this an 8 out of 10. Edge Magazine, well, I've talked about this so many times. They are hard on games. But like I say, they gave this an 8 out of 10. This is apparently a thinking person's football game. I'm paraphrasing. It said something like that in the review. I read it earlier. So it's not a jump in and play and like you're good at the game straight away kind of deal. Heads and tails. Remember this? It was such a thing in footy games. Yeah, there's a bit of depth here basically. Thinking person's football game sounds pretentious, but it was something a little bit different at the time. We had a lot of arcadey footy games, so this intrigues me. I didn't like the sequels to this. I don't think I did. Who's that? So we've got Peter Bratley on comms, according to the person introducing the teams there, but I weren't too sure whose voice that was. Anyway, Inter, why are we in a purple kit? Lazio in the change strip of yellow. It's not purple, is it? It kind of is, but it kind of does look like Inter's kit, I guess. So, big shout out to Dave. What we found funny, humorous on Michael Owens, can't get my words out here, I'm so excited, was the player faces look ridiculous. They don't look as bad in this, and this is the first game, which is quite strange. They went backwards from a presentation standpoint, at least. Alright, X isn't doing anything. I'm using the PlayStation controller to emulate this. It's circle to pass. That doesn't feel right to me. I don't like that. Oh, I like the pace. The ball's got a nice weight to it as well. That was terrible. Oh, this is going to be one of those really hard games for me. I got a feeling. But yeah, in Sega Saturn magazine, this scored a 94 out of 100. Extreme PlayStation magazine gave this a 94 out of 100. So like I say, really good reviews. This one passed me by back in the day.
Now they're well represented up front in this attack.
Peter Brackley. Oh, it's kicking off, isn't it? The weather. No pun intended, but it is. Lightning and thunderstorms galore here at the... Well, it's not even a fake San Siro. It looks like we're playing at Brunton Park or somewhere. Here are your camera options. This all feels a lot different to a lot of the footy games I played around this generation, I must say. Ooh. Okay. I did not know Peter Brackley commentated on any other games apart from Pro Evolution Soccer, so I've learned something new today. Oh! Is it real player names? Because he said Kazaragi. He was a real player, I think. Oh, I like this, but it's hard as balls, guys. I really like this. It's good. Like I say, there's a nice pace to it. Look how slow it all... Well, I say slow, but realistic looking it is.
Galante makes the pass.
Ah.
Coe.
Is it as good as PES? To put it simply, no. Because nothing is, to me, in this era. I don't think we... No, we didn't. We didn't get any PES games on Saturn, did we? So if you... Yeah, if you were on Saturn, this was a good alternative. Right, come on. I don't want to keep giving this ball away. I don't like the pass button on circle. I don't like it. At some point in the video, I might jump into the controls and try and change it. The thing is, I don't know what change player is. I've been pressing everything. Animations look decent for its time. This is, oh, I'm enjoying this much more than I did. Oh, it's a goal. Lazio take the lead. Yeah, I'm enjoying this more than I did with Mickey Owens. Maybe I did like Mickey Owens. I just don't remember. And Mia Hamm's. Now, Mia Hamm's was an interesting game on N64. It was a rebranded version of Mickey Owens, basically. And I think it used different... I want to say a different graphical style. Look at the celebrations. I think it used different rendering or different shaders. Or I remember reading something like that with Mia Hamm's anyway. Interesting game, guys. Check that out. So he said Ronaldo there. So it is real player names, I think. Ronaldo was at Inter around now then, obviously. I don't remember that, I must say. 98. Yeah, he would have been. Oh, I don't know. Uh-oh. Oh, he's in! Straight at keeper. This is good. It's a good football game. It's not as accessible as PES, so the reviews were spot on in that regard. There you go, you could drop the ball. Look at this. It's definitely got a steep learning curve, this has. Oh, Ray Wilkins. Oh, I love the commentary in this. It's so good. We do have to remember this is Saturn. So, it's going to look... I don't think this looks rough. I think this looks pretty cool. But we got to remember the technology this is running on. We got to remember the year. It is a bit basic looking compared to the games that came after it. Oh, but that's what retro football is about. It's going back to these old classics. This is not a game I thought I'd be enjoying today, guys. I must admit. Oh, Nedved. I remember Kazaragi, actually. So it's real player names, which I was not expecting. Lots of not expecting things in this video. Replays are cool as hell. And the linesman's got a ponytail. So the linesman might be female, but I doubt it around this time. Although they did go big with Mia Hamm's. And if you didn't know, Mia Hamm was, I think, American female football, soccer player. Oh, he's at the post. And yeah, they were trying to promote women's soccer, which was ahead of its time, I think. And that's probably why Mia Hamm's didn't do so well. It would do a lot better today because people are far more interested in women's soccer. Whereas back then, well, it was a different world that we lived in. So it is interesting what this developer or this publisher was trying to do with this series. Here we go. I'm in. Right, shoot. Ah, let's blast it over. Or rather, there's a feeling of freedom in this game. Oh, I remember that animation. They do that in the sequels, the keepers. There's a freedom about it. You can feel like you can do all sorts of passing in this. It's all power dependent on how long you hold the button down. This is a good football game, for sure. I could see why I had good reviews. What is that? I'm going to have to sort these controls out in a bit, guys. Look at the linesman. Like waving a flag. He hasn't got a ponytail anymore. He had a ponytail earlier. I'm on ponytail watch. Here come into now.
Good work in the air by Nesta.
Oh, Nesta. Okay. Can I score a goal in this episode of Retro Football? Because there are many episodes where I don't score a goal because it's getting used to these games I haven't played before. Michael Owen is not associated, from what I can gather, with this game. They made him the cover star in the 2 sequels, basically. And obviously relying on Michael Owen to sell copies of the game then. Which I'm sure they did sell more because they had Michael Owen all over the cover art. But yeah, this is just World League Soccer. It's not related to Mickey Owen at all, even though it is the first in that series of video games. Listen to Ray. No, he's not going to say anything. Okay. It says on the wiki here, the game was developed in 18 months by 25 people. Little snippet of information there, quite random. Anyway, let's have a look at some... Oh, here we go, okay. Because I want to change player, or I want to know how to. I've been pressing everything, and sprint. Because for me, I tried to sprint with R2, right trigger, and it did a through ball. Yeah, whilst I'm doing this, guys, Extreme PlayStation Magazine rated the game 94 out of 100, right in that it's not instantly accessible, so if you want something to just boot up and play without using any brain power, purchase a game with a number and an animal in the title. What the hell? What the hell? If you're looking for the ultimate footy simulation that taxes your reflexes, stamina and grey matter, World League Soccer 98 is the man. Oh, it's so cheesy. It literally says the man, like D-A-M-A-A-N. Here are your stadiums. This is cool. Look at this game. The stadium models here remind me of LMA Manager. Same generation, of course. Oh, you got lush pictures. It's got the actuals about it, this has. Like, in regards to the menus, the music, the presentation here. Oh, you can edit player names. So this is obviously fake here, look. DC Main. But look, I can call him anything I want. That's cool. C-Mail. David C-Mail. There we go. So, yeah, it's a decent package here. Okay, now I've changed my controls. Hopefully, I'll do a little bit better, because passing on the X button to me, or cross, whatever you want to call it, on the PS5 pad, just feels right. There we go. So, I've got to play as Arsenal here, because I've got David C-Mail in goal. Oh, we've got a player called Bold. Which is obviously supposed to be Steve Bold, but he's called Steve Bald in this. This is fantastic. Dave, if you are watching, you will be lolling right now. I know you will. Because we're very childish and silly things make us laugh. Anyway.
Nobody likes to be beaten in the first game of any competition.
That's Ray Wilkins piping up again. Rest in peace, Ray Wilkins. An absolutely fantastic footballer. One of my favourites. Show my age a bit here, but I remember watching him play. He was a wizard. He was such a fine football player. I'm in. I think it's on a low difficulty. I haven't seen difficulty options, but it is just letting me run through. But again, I like this game. This footy game is a game I'm going to be playing a little bit more of. I might do some live streaming with this game at some point. See how far we can take a team in a competition. He's in. Peter Bradley's commentary sounds... This is a weird thing to say. Hold that thought, actually. Is this... Who is this? Can I score? Hey! The answer to that is a big fat no. Peter Bradley's commentary, it sounds like it's sped up a little bit. It's a bit weird. I don't like this stadium as well. I mean, it is supposed to be Highbury, isn't it? Around this time, 98, wasn't Arsenal's shirt, their home shirt Sega sponsor, and their away was Dreamcast? Am I right in saying that? Here we go. Arsenal around this time, of course, were an absolutely wonderful team. Really good football team. Okay. As they are today, as I'm recording this. They're a very good team, but nowhere near as good as this team, in my opinion. This team had flair, but it also had a lot of grit as well. It was before the days of Wenger kind of... He got rid of the grit, didn't he? Over the course of time. He had lots of flair players by the end of his tenure. Oh, they're in! Oh, it likes the woodwork, this game does. But yeah, like I say, this Arsenal team had a bit of grit, a bit of bite to it as well as flair. Ah! Come on, I got to score against Empoli. No disrespect to Empoli, but Arsenal are a far better team here on paper. Is that supposed to be Bergkamp? This guy, look. It's bound to be Bergkamp. Was he at Arsenal around now? I think he was. He was I want to say he was a George Graham signing, wasn't he, before Wenger came in, Bergkamp? He wasn't one of Wenger signings. Again, correct me, guys. My Arsenal knowledge is not as good as it would be with my Man United knowledge, of course. So he says... This is what I'm confused about. The commentator, Peter Bradley, he says the real player name, in this case Overmars, but it's written as a fake name. Make that make sense. It's so strange. It's the same with the Inter Lazio game. Very weird stuff. Oh, presentation, guys. Presentation here is amazing. I know I keep saying it. It really is for its time. I think this game... This game is, I want to say, ahead of its time. It's not ahead of its time, but it does stuff that's unique for its time. Actually, I think instead of Bergkamp, he just said Burger. I'm sure Peter Bradley called Bergkamp Burger. I'm sure. If I owned a Saturn, I would have been all over this. I would have loved this around 98. Ah, my player's glitching. Right, come on. Hey. I keep thinking that little box next to the Arsenal text at the top there is a little siren. It's not, though. Oh, go on. Oh, it's a penalty. Right, come on. I can score a goal. It might not be from open play, but a goal is a goal. Let's have a look here. It likes the rain, this game does as well. I thought their defender was going to take the penalty kick then. It likes these gloomy match conditions, this game, doesn't it? Right, here we go. I think it's Ian Wright, is it? Oh, he scores! I thought keeper was going to save that. He scores, though. Look at this. His replays are fantastic. But yeah, that is World League Soccer 98. Please let me know if you played this game. Let me know if you played it on the PC, Saturn, or PS1. I want to try the PS1 version of this now, because I want to see how they compare. Look at this. Look at those clouds in the background. No, it's so dramatic, isn't it? It's like an RPG. It's like Skyrim or something. Anyway, yeah, World League Soccer 98. He does Ian Wright celebration there, didn't he? I think. Really cool football game. A nice surprise. Look out for more content coming to the channel. I'll speak to you all very soon.
Pass to Dwight. He's hit the post.